Hello, this is Ash. Today we're taking Malaysian Airlines business class from Delhi to Kuala Lumpur. Want to see what it's like? Hello, checking in please. Yeah, well, thank you. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a flight from Delhi to Kuala Lumpur, and we're going to be going on Malaysian Airlines business class, and we're going to be going on an Airbus A330 300 series, and that's got quite an unusual seat layout. It's got a 121 or a 122 layout in business class, and we'll take a look at that in a bit more detail when we actually get on board. And then we'll also be looking at things like the lounge and the seat and the food and the people on board. I'm really looking forward to this flight. It's been a long time since I've flown Malaysian business, so yeah, and last time I did, it was really a really good experience. So let's see what we can do. Now we're going to take a look at the Encalm Privé lounge here at Delhi Airport, which is the lounge that Malaysia Airlines offer to their business class customers. So we've just passed the juice bar there. We've started at the back of the lounge, which is where we ended up basing ourselves for the couple of hours that we were in the lounge. We've got the obviously got the washrooms there. The thing about this lounge is it's absolutely huge, and there's seating areas everywhere. What we're looking at there is the business lounge, or the business area, a couple of computers there and what have you. But all along the left-hand side there was a seating area. And then as we pan around to the right hand side, you'll see the main atrium. Now I actually think that this was originally part of a hotel. It has very much a hotel sort of ballroom feel to it, but nevertheless this is the lounge that's on offer. So you've got a big bar there in the middle, which offers cocktails and what have you to order, and then you've got your self-serve coffee and water and soft drinks and what have you. Lots of areas for food and as you would expect, and the food selection actually was pretty extensive. I was pretty impressed with this, to be honest. Now this was a sort of evening time at Delhi Airport, so it was pretty busy, lots of flights departing, and yeah, you've got your sort of usual station there. You've got your Indian cuisine that was on offer. There was a meze bar, as you can see, and then there was also a sort of a pasta bar, so you could have your have pasta made up to your specific requirements. That actually was very good indeed. And then there was a range of different curries, as you would expect. So I think the usual offering here was the mutton curry, and as ever, it was absolutely delicious. So as we pan around, we can sort of see the scale of the place. It was pretty big, it's fair to say. So a bar there with the usual drinks. Some of the drinks were paid for, sorry, you had to pay for them. So the real sort of premium top drawer spirits were a paid thing, but generally most of the drinks were actually part of the package. So we're going to go back now, back to sort of give you a demonstration of how large this lounge actually is. So we're passing now that business lounge on the left now, the seating area on the right. We've got the washrooms coming up on the left, and that's also where the gym area is, coming up on the left. Juice bar, so that was actually a nice little touch as well. Pretty popular in the morning, not so popular in the evening. There's India winning the cricket as usual, and then this was the sort of area that we based ourselves at because it was a bit quieter. Yeah, it was a nice little area. As we then went back, there was a sort of a meeting area room called Promised. Wasn't entirely sure what that was all about, but there was no one in it, as you would expect. And then there was a cigar room, so a smoking room, pretty sort of old man's gentleman's club type arrangement. Not really for me, and seemingly not for anyone else either. And then right at the very end of the lounge was still in construction, evidently, but it looks like it's going to be a games area for children. There was PS5s and Xboxes and things. There was like a golf simulator or a soccer simulator or something like that, together with a punch bag game as well. So yeah, very impressive actually. That lounge, far better than I was first anticipating. So one of the other things I was able to do was take a look at the sort of sleeping pod area in this lounge. So the idea is that you can hire one of these sort of areas which got one of these sleeping pods in it. It's not a complimentary service, you do have to pay. The price was 120 rupees when we visited, which is about £12 or $15 US. But nevertheless, somewhere you can spend a nice hour or so getting a bit of a power nap in, if that's your sort of thing. And the other thing I thought I would take a look at as well while we were here was the gym. So just behind the juice bar, there's a little seating area, and then to the right there, you've got a gym, which is a complimentary service, and yeah, not being well used tonight as you would expect, but nevertheless, it's there if you want it. So yeah, well done. Nice lounge this. Okay, so here we are on board the Malaysia Airlines A330-300 to Kuala Lumpur. So as we can see, the layout is fairly unusual. It's a 121 or a 122 configuration. I've got seat 1K, which is what they call a throne seat. So I'm not sure how well you can see this. We'll have a little look around in a moment. But essentially, I've got two areas where I can place my things. Had a nice little welcome drink, which was a orange juice. They're also offering apple juice or water, so that was a nice little start to the flight. So what have we got? Well, let's have a look. Let's start with the screen at the front. So that's embedded into the wall, and yeah, that's pretty decent size. We'll have a look at the in-flight entertainment in a little while. Beneath that, you've got what's known as, I guess, on a lot of flights is a bit of a foot coffin, and that's really where you put your feet when you turn your bed into turn your seat into a lie flat bed. So that's quite a big open area, which is rather lovely. Now the plan really for this flight is to probably get quite a lot of sleep. It's an overnight flight. It's a 10:11 p.m. Flight, and we're due to land local time around 6:30, I think it is local. It's a 5-hour flight, although I suspect it'll probably happen a bit quicker than that. So I think I'm probably going to maximise the amount of sleep I can get. I have enlisted some help to review the food, so we'll have a look at that a bit later, but it probably won't be me doing that. So what else have we got? Well, we've got a coat hook next to the TV, which is a nice little touch. Then over here we've got the headphones, which we'll take a look at in terms of quality a bit later on, and a little drawer and mirror, and quite a large storage area there, which is lovely. We've got the information as to how to operate the seat there. We've got the jack for the headphones, we've got a USB power point, and we've got the remote control for the entertainment system. A 3-point safety belt, and what else have we been given? So I think that's that on that side. Oh, we've got some more seat controls down here, so we'll have a look at those in a bit more detail perhaps later on. The other thing to mention is that there's a massage function on these chairs, which is rather nice, and then a little holder for your phone as well. Looking around onto the other side of the okay, sorry about that. Had a slight interruption there. We had to change the old batteries in the GoPro. So I think we got to the point where we were looking at the right-hand side of the throne seat, as it's known. So there's a huge space there. Not entirely sure what you're supposed to put in there, but that's pretty big. Then we've got a few bits and pieces of mine down there on the side, and then we've got some bedding that it's given us. So there's what looks like a mattress topper there, so we can maybe have a look at that in a bit more detail later. I've got a blanket, and we've got a fairly thin pillow, so I'm not quite sure how that compares size-wise, but you know, it'll be alright. Be good enough to get a few hours sleep, I would imagine, I would hope anyway. Then we've got the rest of the seating area here, and the seat belt, and a random bit of paper, a random bit of plastic. And then we've got the back to the 3-point safety belt there. So the other thing we probably need to have a look at is what's up top. So if we have a look up, you can see that on the Airbus they've specified is individual air nozzles and the reading light, as well as the call button light. So that's that.
I think it's called the flap. If the seatbelt sign is on, keep it on, keep it on. If the seatbelt sign is off, keep it on, keep it on. So please, for your safety, keep it on, keep it on.
Absolutely love it.
If there's a drop in cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, hold the mask towards you. Place.
Okay, so I completely admit I'm a big kid at heart, but when your little foot coffin has the opportunity to do this, it really makes my day. Are you ready? Look at that. It lights up so you can see where you can put your feet. These are the sorts of things that really cheer me up no end. Nice. Me again. So, there are certain things that I don't think are acceptable on board an aeroplane. And I suspect this is one of them. We're not going to be shaming people on this channel, I don't think. But there are certain things it's probably a bit of a no-no. And this is one of them. Let me just see if there's a bit of space so we can see. And what do people think about that? Acceptable or no? I'm going to go with no. Don't do that. That's just not nice. Okay, so a couple more things to update on. Probably starting with the entertainment system. So we've got the Malaysian Airlines noise cancelling headphones, and they appear to be fairly standard quality, nothing exceptional. There's no American Airlines set, but I suspect we can keep these till the end of the flight, so that's always helpful because Americans do tend to take them in ridiculously early in case someone nicked them. Right, the entertainment system then. So let's have a little look at this. So it's all touchscreen movies. Let's have a look at the latest movies. Yeah, these actually look pretty recent, actually. There's a couple on there that I might give a go. There's not that many by the look of it. On page 2 of 5. You see, the problem here is that this isn't a very responsive screen. So I think probably what we'll end up doing is controlling it via the remote control handset, which isn't great. But there we go. We'll live with that. But yeah, in terms of the movies, there's quite a lot to look at there. Let's see if we've got any TV. Oh, yeah, TV. Let's see what we've got. Comedy. Quite a lot of Hindi stuff, and as you would expect, goats. I quite like that. Oh, come on, page. So slow. It's not great, is it, really, when you have to keep pressing it to get it to move. Let's see if we can control it a bit better with the you see, if you control it with the remote control in the arm, and it's much better. Young Sheldon. Getting a bit fed up with watching Young Sheldon, to be honest. Lots of Call Me Cat. Lots of Call Me Cat. It looks like every Call Me Cat. Okay, so there's a bit of TV there to be going on with. Okay, the other thing I neglected to show you a bit earlier on was the table, and it took me a while to work out where it is because this is a feat of engineering. Are you ready for this? Okay. So here we are. So we're going to pull this down. We're going to fold it down. And we're going to swing it around and then pull it towards us. And all of a sudden you've been given a really quite impressive table. It's not the biggest, but it's pretty good. I'm quite impressed with that. Whether I can get it back in is anyone's guess. But there we go. Right, so that's that. And I think the other thing I forgot, honestly, what are you paying for here? The other thing you got is the little light there, which is a nice little function, brighter and then off. So yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good flight, I reckon. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so we've just had a hot towel delivered, which is a really nice thing. It's one of those things that you don't really think about until you actually get it, and then once you get it, you miss it when you don't get it. Very nice too. This particular towel has probably seen better days, to be fair, but there we go. What the hell, it's still quite nice. So we've just had an exciting delivery from one of the cabin crew. They've been giving us some disposable slippers to wear, which is actually very nice. I don't know if that's in response to the person over there with no shoes on and her feet all over the screen, but if it is, it's a welcome change. So let's have a look. We've got yeah, they're actually a decent size. They might actually even fit my size 11 UK feet. And yeah, I think I'll wear them once going to the loo and probably never touch them again. But you know, it's a nice little thought. They're not the best sort of quality, but then again, what do you expect? So here's a turn up for the books. It turns out they don't supply amenity kits on shorter flights, so it would appear as though 5-hour flight isn't deemed to be a long haul, and therefore you don't get an amenity kit. What they do, however, provide is a few of the basics if you ask for them on request. So we've got a dental kit, fairly straightforward. We've got some foam ear things, and we've got a sleepy mask. I don't think this is necessarily going to be the best of quality, but to be honest, it doesn't really affect me too much. There we go. These are what we have to put up with, I suppose. Never mind, eh? Okay, now I know I said that I wasn't going to have anything to eat, but I just can't resist it. It's absolutely delicious. This is a mixture of chicken and beef satay, and we're going to try it right about now. Some of the best satay I've ever had on the plane. It's great. That said, wasn't as good as last time. Maybe it's just me. It's still very good, but it's not as good as I remember. Maybe that's the way to put it. But I will nonetheless completely demolish it. See you later. So we're going to have a little look at the old moving map system. So it's fairly good. I mean, it tells you what you need to know. It cycles through these various options here. It gives you an indication as to you know, what your heading is and your time to destination and local times, all that sort of good stuff. It's not the most informative of systems, to be honest. It's fairly old-fashioned compared to a lot of systems these days, but it's quite interesting, and you know, it gives you enough information to be getting on with. Okay, so one thing I don't think we've really shown to any great extent so far is the bed. So what we're going to do here is press the lie flat button and get that going into the full lie flat position. It reclines within its shell, so there's no impact on the people behind, and it goes all the way down, and then basically the footrest comes up, which then joins onto the sort of coffin-y thing, and there you go, it goes all the way down flat. So let's have a little look at this. So it's now fully flat, and it goes all the way into the sort of coffin thing. What I'll do then is put the mattress topper on, and then get in there and hopefully get a bit of shut-eye, which sounds good to me. Right, I'll see you later.
Flight from New Delhi to Kuala Lumpur. Let's take a look at what we have. We've got a nice salad with some vinaigrette to go on the salad. We've got a vegetable biryani, which looks delicious, with some paratha and garlic bread with some butter, and then to finish it all off, we've got some apple crumble with vanilla custard. I will report back what I think. Also, look how cute these salt and pepper shakers are. Thank you. So, a review of the meal. The salad was very nice, very good salad. The biryani, vegetable biryani, was quite spicy, but if you like spice, then that is the way to go. The garlic bread was delicious. The paratha was nice, a bit cold. The vinaigrette was nice. The crumble was nice, but also went cold too quickly, so the sauce congealed slightly. But overall, very, very nice. Very much enjoyed my meal.
So I managed to get a good solid 4 hours sleep. And I should probably mention the crew at this point, who, when I first got on board, I thought they were a little bit aloof maybe, but in actual fact they've really stepped up. I was absolutely amazed with some of the service that we've been getting. There was a point at which they were sort of anticipating what people want. So for example, just woken up, I went to the bathroom. Sorry, no time to review the loo today, but I mean, it was a fairly standard business class loo on board, and we by the time I come back, my bed had been fully packed away, so the mattress topper and what have you, they'd all been cleared away, so that had all been gone in I don't know, 50 seconds or something that I was in the loo. And then at one point I was queuing to go into the toilet, and the flight attendant said, actually we've got another loo back here that was locked. There was actually in the premium economy cabin, but I think it was locked because when she escorted me there and then unlocked it, and it was available for me to use. So I must say I've been very, very impressed with the crew aboard this flight. Really, nothing could have been, nothing was too much trouble for them. They were very, very impressive. So yeah, it's been a lovely flight. The other thing they did, which I thought was particularly good, is that they could see that I was getting ready to go to bed last night, and they sort of proactively said, would I like them to make my bed up, which they sort of did and were happy to do. They were just very, very proactive, I guess is the way to phrase it. So impressive, very, very impressive. So overall impressions then on that Malaysia Airlines business class flight. The crew were excellent. The amount of space was, you couldn't possibly want more really in a business class seat, I wouldn't have thought. Now in terms of the cons, there's the entertainment system. It's out of date. It's not movable. The screen and the sort of whole system was pretty antiquated. Didn't respond to the touch very well at all, and in terms of the fit and finish of the actual cabin itself, it's getting pretty long in the tooth, that particular version, so I suspect it's going to get replaced in the near future. But certainly if I was travelling on my own, I would have no hesitation in travelling on that flight again. Thanks for watching. You know what to do. There's the like button, there's the subscribe button. Please use them, and we'll speak again soon. Bye.